Hello everybody, happy Sunday! And I am behind on my gifts, honestly. I need to do transparent ones for, well, Arcana I'm not super late on, but there's no transparent ones on Eclair. So, our backlog, back of the stream thing today will be once again getting back to the gifts, and then I forgot what I promised to talk about this week that we left off from last week, so if anybody remembers, hit me up with it. Also, as always, let me know how sound is, because I think I have music on pretty low. And then I have mic. I have 3 audios, and I don't know what the 3rd audio. What is game sound? What game is playing? I don't have any games open. I'm just gonna close game sound. I don't know what that is. I should have browser sound and I should have mic. Anyways, don't know what that was. Hope sound is all good. Welcome in Hold, welcome in Poos, welcome in Joel, and welcome in Gurin-san. I hope all of you are doing well today. The rainbow that appeared in front of Luluka when the water splashed, right? She's got some Cure Prism energy, refracting that light. But yes, I hope you all are having a fine Sunday, if it is Sunday in your time zone. I'm gonna hop right into just knocking this bad boy out. How are we guys feeling? She's coming next week. Oh my god, that didn't do horrifically with the auto. I was very worried. That's actually almost perfect. The downside is going to be getting this strip, which I may just do in post. Some blue in here I don't want. But I actually don't know why that's blue there. Is that her veil? I'll get rid of this blue, but maybe I'll keep these because I can't tell. Like, her veil should be going this way, so I don't know what is this blue? What is this blue? Let me take a second. All right. We will do 2 smooth, well, actually 10 smooth, and then 2 shift edge. I think that is just the background, and I just need to, okay. That is just the background. I will edit that more then. Come back in there. Boop, 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 boo. Games, just like the new entry to the critically acclaimed Kingdom Hearts 4 coming next year. I'm so excited for that. Oh my god, I'm so excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. I've also been watching, the voice actor, I'm trying to remember his name, Fariku is playing through the Kingdom Hearts series, and it's really fun seeing his clips on socials. Because he literally, his normal voice just is his Riku voice, and it's so funny. I think it was only about the ending and other news like merch and movies. Okay. Yeah, I did forget some movies to talk about during the D23. I skipped some of the stuff. Like, I think stuff that doesn't matter as much. Camp Rock is getting a sequel movie. Camp Rock was like one of those things when I was on the way out of childhood, so I wasn't super into it. I think my sister liked that one more. We did go to the Demi Lovato Jonas Brother concert, though, when I was really young, because we lucked into some tickets, or our family had an extra ticket, so we ended up going. The Greatest Showman's going to be on Broadway. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm gonna actually go see that. Was there any other movies that mattered? Did I mention The Incredibles last week? The Incredibles is getting a sequel. Toy Story 5 already happened, so that wasn't announced. I'm trying to remember all the things. I don't want to do that. Alright. It's being very picky with me, so I'm trying to figure out why that is. Okay, that's why. Alright. But yeah, I will try. I think I'm pretty much done talking about the Disney stuff, and then I think I can pop on a little bit about the merch and stuff, since I didn't go through that in full depth. And I kind of talked about the ending in my last episode review, so I think I'll just sideline talking about the ending. The live action Tangled. I think I did briefly talk about that, where I was like, oh my god. She looks like Regina George, and that's the only thing I can do. Like, there were things I might have had feelings about with the Tangled live action, but all of them evaporated when I saw the actress, and I was like, Regina George! I've not seen I've not watched the new series of Spider-Man movies. I know there's a lot of hype and people really like them. There's a part of me that's like, it's one of those things where I know at some point my family's gonna have it on at a holiday party, and I'll just end up watching it there, and we'll end up watching it through that. Wonder what Luluka and Kreia is doing in the future. Probably living comfy in a cottage. I wonder if they're still just chilling at the Kyoto Detective Agency. Because, like, for what I think, there's a strong chance that we're going to have memories erased. I also don't know why this is not zooming in. Photoshop. We'll start over. Why are you being this way? Let me zoom in. Let me have my zoom ability. Don't take that from me. I'm not quite sure what they'll do. We do see, like, multifaceted Kureha energy, because she's, like, not only good at baking, like, they've completely forgot that she's, like, her whole thing is that she was a patissier. That was very, like, I didn't realize that would be such a little part of her story from what it seems, because she's like, I just did it for Luluka. And then, actually, I think I'll you know what, I'll do all that separate. I'll do that separate and go through it. I didn't expect that to be small. She's also good at gardening, which, shout out to that. What is that? That has to be the background, too. It's only things I can't tell if they're the background or not. Oh, that's because there's, like, a little strand here. By strand, you will not be included. We're just gonna do her main hair. Strand too small. Too much work. But yeah, I'm curious what to do. Luluka, I imagine, will still just be a detective, because that's the only thing she did. We'll see the cake in 2027. It's possible. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Kureha basically made the exact same cake in the past, so she'll probably just still be working at the bakery. I wonder what the bakery will look like. I wonder if it will stay the same or if it will, like, get deluxeified in the future. So much so that Kureha's transformation is on top of massive amounts of Yuri energy. It was really funny seeing him play into Sora. That was really funny. That one clip where the part where Kyrie's like, what if we just leave alone? And he's like, hey. It's so funny to watch. He did a really good job with that. Imagine if Anna was their flower girls. Oh my god, that would be really cute. That would be adorable. Also, if I've not said hello to you, Bread Clone, welcome in, welcome in. Alright. So yeah, I'm going with 10 smooth edge 2. Gotta remember that because I will forget. And then I'll come back for the hair. Little hair strandy, I'll clean that up. I want to see how much she moves in each of these. Because I don't think it is much, but I don't want to make it wildly different. Kingdom Hearts playthrough win. The problem is doing long form games like Kingdom Hearts. I don't want to live stream that because I fear it would not be fun. I wouldn't be able to engage with chat as much and stuff, but I might do like a pre-recorded playthrough because I've been wanting to sit down and go through like a lot of the catalog for Square Enix, specifically connected in that bigger universe. Like I really want to play Tui again. I own Tui Neo and I never played it, and I want to play that. So there's a couple of games that I just want to knock out. I think it would be pretty fun, but I would probably pre-record those, if at all. I may just play it in my free time, but we shall see, we shall see. Thank God this only has like 20 frames. I still think Kingdom 1 is the best one. I think it's very solid. I think it also is a little mildly more coherent than the rest because I didn't think they knew what they were doing with writing the plot yet. So they just kind of kept it a little bit more sense-making. And then onto they're like, what if we just made it really convoluted though? And then they've really just been phoning it in for the rest of the franchise. Oh, no, her veil is way too close to the color of the sky. It doesn't know what to do about that. Ooh, yeah! Give me back her hair. Oh, I knew this one would be difficult, and it sure was. I'm gonna have to pay extra close attention. Also wonder if I should have made a higher res GIF to work off of, but whatever. RPG playthrough people have a bit of trouble catching up to streams. Yeah, I feel like a lot of my favorite streamers, whenever they play a story game, I get really excited initially, but unless it's a story game where the story isn't like super complicated, it's better not to. I think the only stream story games lately I've been able to tolerate have been like things like Deltarune and stuff like that. I feel like Deltarune, because it's more about reacting to little moments, and then also the bigger story, I think I take in more enjoyment if I miss a stream where they play Deltarune, but I can catch them reacting to something else. Because you do get to see, like, wildly different takes on people's opinions of how things go in that game, and I think it's fun. It's called catching up on Itoe. I'm just wondering if Luluka will be categorized as both a black and white cure. That is a good question. They'll probably stick with Arcana, all things considered, even though we technically had Arcana Shadow, I want to say, for longer. Or maybe we didn't. Arcana Shadow, what episode did she appear? If she appeared before 10, right? If that's the case, then we got more of her than we're going to have of her in her white form. Alright, I did not say 19. I said 10. There we go. Boop. It messed up here. Nope. I want that. And then I want this included. Ah! Close enough. Doink. Ah, Trace, welcome in! Hi, I'm excited for Arcana's debut next week. Last night's episode might be my least favorite, though, because the transformations and the flying infinity made the pacing like much. There's a lot of stock footage, man. It was a lot of stock footage. I was like, I kind of expected it to not be animated to the, like, 9s, but I was not prepared for that much stock footage. Queen, it was a lot. Hi, Noble! 2 streams in 2 weeks in this economy? Crazy! Welcome in, Bloody Snowflake. How are you doing today? Hope you are doing well. I imagine they'll stick with white, yeah. It wasn't even that bad of an episode, either compared to You and Idol for me. The episode with the concert advertisement actually made me so mad. That's something this one didn't do, at least. They have time, don't curse it. They've been doing like one dedicated advertisement episode. Like they did the airplane episode in Hidoguru, which I think was my least favorite. I'm trying to remember which one they did for the advertisement episode for Wonderful. I wanted to say it was the zoo, but that zoo episode was not bad. It was just a weird take, but it wasn't like horrific in terms of like pacing and everything else. But I think zoos are just a very complex topic in general. You and Idol had a lot of weird pacing. Yeah. They are really using that stock footage. I wonder, it's hard to say if they'll set a precedent with that, because they've done a lot of things in seasons that have been very contained to their respective seasons. But, it's been really, kind of annoying that this is the first season where they're like, why bother truncating it? I'm like, they've been so airtight on so many things for this season compared to others, but I do feel like them sitting there being like, yeah, here's some stock footage, have fun, seems to be a new breed of frustrating. Man, I really just can't slow this down to the degree, or speed it up to the degree I want. Alright, I can do some cleanup. The advertisement in Wonderful, I don't know an episode that felt advertising except for, oh, the Crayon Shin-Chan, but that was fun. Yeah, and to be fair, we had the Conan episode, which is the equivalent for this one. I think Wonderful was a little bit better about it. Oh my god, I was talking to friends last night, speaking of advertisements. There's one beer lately that I've noticed in Japan that every, like, obviously not children's shows, but like all the adult shows have been like, oh my god, this beer, I'm drinking this beer right now. And my friend mentioned it and it triggered me because I was like, I've watched a couple of anime where they won't shut up about that beer. And I have never seen such irritating product placement, and I watch Precure. I was like, this is the final boss of bad product placement. Like, if I was like, is this an anime? Or is this just advertising this stupid beer? I'm gonna crash out. I think I dropped one anime that was doing it, because they did it in a camping anime, and then they did it in the VTuber anime, Where I was finally happy we had a VTuber, because we had 2 VTuber animes. There was the one VTuber anime where it wasn't VTubers, it was V-singers, and it pissed me off because I was like, that's not VTubers. This is just about singing, and that's not what VTubers are. And then I finally get to the VTuber anime, and I was like, okay, I'll see this, like, trashy little VTuber anime, and they're like, by the way, this is a beer advertisement. And I was like, please stop advertising this beer every 5 seconds. Please do something. They're like, and now we're going to do another segment where we'll just talk about the beer the whole time and drinking the beer. And I'm like, please stop talking about this beer. Please stop talking. Like, it's my op now. I'm like, I will go out of my way to say, never drink this beer. It's garbage beer. Never had it. I also just don't like beer. But I'm like, if anybody's like, oh, should I try this beer? I should be like, no, yeet it into the ocean. Absolutely not. This is my enemy. I have now, like, the product placement's so bad that it's my enemy. Da 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 da. La 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 la. I was just re-listening to the 20th anniversary concerts, and they'll never not make me shed a tear. Oh my god, the concert. I was on Red Note, and somebody had posted a bunch of the different anniversary concerts, and I sat there for like 20 minutes just singing the songs, and I was like, I need to go to bed. But me want to sing Break Your Song middle of the night, full volume in my own house. Let me have this. To be fair, I feel like Wonderful made it fit better with the themes. Yeah, I think if you're gonna get a sponsor, it should fit, and then you should also just not say it 18,000 times. Like, I feel like Japan used to be better about sponsorships, and then I'd always watch a K-drama, and I was like, this is what it's like to have really annoying sponsorships. But at least, like, K-dramas got better, because instead of saying the brand, they just had the brand everywhere. They're, like, always using a Samsung phone with a Samsung ringtone, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know what? You can have that. As long as you're not being like, my Samsung phone is the savior, and it kept me from getting hit by Trunkun. I'm like, that's fine. But god, the beer advertisements, which I blame the beer brand at this point, because they must be asking people to be insufferable when they advertise this thing. Which, to be fair, brand people will be like, you need to do this bare minimum scripty stuff. But it was really bad. What did I miss? Welcome in, FNAF. Not much. We've just been doing a chit-chat about last week, and then I'm working on a GIF, and now we're talking about bad sponsorships in anime. The transform maxing has been pissing me off, especially when there's so much unexplored about Anna and Mikuru. Give us 1 minute of lazily animated. I'm like, give me a zoom in on their faces, because we know the animators can handle that, and then just have them yap about the lore for a few seconds over the transformation. In my opinion, it's just that they don't really know how to fill up time with the detective plot, and since when they can't extend the fight scene to a satisfactory manner, they just never shorten the transformations. I feel like that too, because I feel like there's lore they want to talk about in episodes, but they haven't unlocked the ability to talk about it yet. Like, they haven't introduced the next concept, so they are basically like, we just won't. But the downside to that is that they're like, let's just put stock footage in here until we can talk about it. And I was like, I feel like they held a little too much in the story back for too long. Which, to be fair, I know they're doing it because they wanted to be like, boom, Eclair, boom, Arcana Shadow. But I feel like the second half of the show is going to waterfall with story. And it will depend on how much they handle that. Where I might be like, they should have put some of the exposition at the beginning of the series. Or it could just work out. It could be like, we had to suffer through the first half of the show in order to get to this gorgeous second half. But it's hard to say yet. It's pretty dang hard to say at this point. I don't like beer either. Thank you. Welcome to my anti-beer corner. Anyways, can't wait to watch the newest lore. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Lore. I watched lore right after the stream. I'm excited to see it because it's a Mari episode, and I'm gonna stay on Team Yuri. I think that's gonna be in-game, even though I'm starting to think it's gonna go back to being she finds her love for humanity with all people and not one specific person, but whatever. Still hoping it's Yuri. I watched the VTuber one, and it's about the girl drinking. Yeah, the strong zero. That's the only thing she does the whole show, and I was like, never mind. The VTuber anime is just a beer commercial, and that's disappointing. Yep. Theory about us seeing Arcana Shadow in the movie trailer. What if that's not real? But some shadow clone and the villain is it's potential. So it's interesting. I do think, however she shows up in the movie will be very interesting because they've had the scenes with her, but they've done it before where they sat there and they put fake scenes to fake us out. They've done that with, like, Delicious Party in its movie as well to hide the fairies having human forms. So it may just be a straight up fake out. I hope they don't. I hope that they do find some way to have it be like we had Arcana Shadow have a little cameo because people love her design. But it would make sense if it was like a villain thing where it's like, oh, I put a fake Arcana Shadow to manipulate them. I think that would be a good play. I think that would be more fun, you know? But who am I to say how they handle that? Who am I to say how that's decided? Welcome in, Marcos. How are you doing today? I have to go to lunch. That's totally fine. I hope you have a good meal. I'm so glad that last week's episode's prince wasn't the same guy. Yeah. I love that he's just some kind of boy failure. Which I get mad though because people keep referring to Luca as the prince and I was like, but he's not the same person. The prince is like mega dead. And they're like, oh, she's gonna end up with the prince. And I was like, he's mega dead. He's super duper hundreds of years gone. She's not ending up with the prince. Do you mean Luca? Like, if you're gonna sit there and tell me it's gonna end heterosexually, at least get the characters right. I cannot take the slander of not even understanding who the cast is. This is me having like my don't be a fake fan moment. Oops. Oh, this is such a pain to clean up. The veil is gonna be the death of me. I'm gonna have to come in there and like really fix that up. I also realized that this light here is not happy with her bow. Yes, Beepins! Hi, Sweet Pea. How are you today? My cat has appeared. I still have to watch the new episode. Enjoy it. Enjoy it for what it is. Is it just me, or could they just call Eclair queen instead of king? I think it's supposed to be the misleading thing of like, oh, it's a king, so no one ever even thought. Like, kids would never think of her to be that. I think there are some, like, linguistic reasons why king is not necessarily the same thing as queen, but I have to look back into the etymology of that. But I do remember there being something along the lines of, like, the idea of a king is a ruler, and it kind of was a gender-neutral thing for a minute there, and then the queen was just supposed to be the person who's married to whoever is ruling. But I think it got gendered over time. I have to look at the etymology again, because I know a lot of series will do that. Boop, 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 boop. Singing Precure songs at full volume is what people buy houses for. That's why I bought it! That's what I wrote down when I was closing the house. I was like, I want to be able to sing and scream and no one can hear me. I have to admit, sometimes I sing Precure songs while driving by, so you better be blasting those in the car. Even though I barely sing. Sing more. God, that's why I stopped watching Twitch. The same ads over and over again. That's why I got Twitch Turbo. I might get rid of Twitch Turbo because I haven't been using Twitch as much. I think most of the people that I watch now have migrated over to YouTube. So I'm debating whether or not it's worth keeping my Turbo, but I definitely got Turbo just so I could be like, why subscribe to somebody to have ads off when I can subscribe to one thing for a similar price for the amount I'm spending on the individual people and just have it gone. Just handle it that way. Oh my god. Someone's like, can I come over right now? I'm gonna have to tell them I'm not home. Oh my god, do not come over right now. I'm in the middle of stream. They're like, I want to come over and see the house. And I was like, no, please. Alright. Let me make sure I'm catching up on chat. I'm letting it get behind. Apologies. I know I mentioned this to you for chat too, but I still think my theory that Eclair's power is not being hers, and instead the king resides within her. I'm very curious, because I still think the eyeball thing and like the Kitameki time looks like something that is not going to exist anymore. Like, her Kitameki power feels like it's temporary. I feel like that's stock footage they're not going to keep around forever. I genuinely think there must be something else going on there, but I don't know how. I have a feeling that Mikudu and Anna are being forgotten. Yeah. we've been promised that there's going to be a lot more Mikuru in the second half, but I think we have to get past the Arcana. I think the second the Arcana arc ends, or maybe even like the episode after Arcana, maybe we get one episode with her using her like finisher attack. I think it's gonna go right into the Mikuru arc, because they have to get the power-up item, which means they have to go see Mafudu, and then Mafudu has to be like, oh my god, my granddaughter, Mikuru, and Mikuru's like, I have a weird relationship with my grandma for some reason, let's unpack that, and I think we'll get into that. Because I feel like Mikuru has to be really relevant for us getting this power-up item. To be fair, creator says it wasn't going to be a typical Yuri, so I have hope. Yeah, so that's my thing. The problem with that is that we didn't get the Japanese translation for that, so we don't know, like, precisely what the creator said, which is my unfortunate thing. Like, I want it to be Yuri. Don't get it twisted. I want it to be Yuri so bad. My caution is that we don't have precisely what he said. I'm hoping that whatever he said there, he genuinely said Yuri. The actual word Yuri, but we don't know that for sure. So there's a way it could be one, like, I play it safe because there's a lot of Naoko Takeuchi interviews that get taken out of context. This is one of those ones where I'm like, I gotta get all the facts before I make a total call on that. I'm like, it's super Yuri to me. It's super Yuri to me. But I am being cautious because if my feelings get hurt, I will cry less if I am prepared to be disappointed ahead of time. I like to keep my expectations low because then when it's better, and when it's to expectation, I can be like, well, that's my take on that. I also don't like wine and alcohol in general. I like mixed drinks. I like a fruity drink and I like a sweet drink, but I do not like beer or wine. But I'm also allergic to grapes, so wine is already a difficulty for me. I haven't watched Laura or the other ones like, I pronounced that wrong. Is it Jadugar? I've never said it out loud. I've been seeing it all season and I haven't seen it. And The World is Dancing this season. Because they're sort of anime I want to watch once a week. That's my feelings. I have not watched anything other than Laura and Precure this season because I am going to binge. I'm going to binge all the Yuri ones because there's the Yuri fighting game. There's the Yuri, like, they're killing each other. I'm going to binge all of that at the end of the season because I feel like I cannot, like, they're like, characters are dying. And I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. And then wait a week. I will just be upset. I will have to binge that. Right, I think I have been taking the crystal out of this thing, and then sometimes I've not. Okay, so crystal. Oh, come back. Photoshop, where'd you go? I clicked another application. Go away. I don't want you. This one, yes. Now, shush. There. Okay, I deleted the crystal off this one by accident. Come back. Crystal. Close enough. Crystal's back. Backish. Oh, wait, I think I didn't get enough of it. I didn't get the little Jimu on top. Which, by the way, this has the card in it when it opens up. I'll be interested to see how that looks when I finally get it physically. Close enough. Alright, I'm catching up. I'm just gonna sit here and read it, I promise. Me and my friends have been sharing one screen cap where his sister tells Laura that he sucks. It's so funny. The sister is hilarious. I want more of her. And I feel like she's relevant. The fact that they gave him a sister, I feel like she's gotta be more relevant. New idea for Precure season. Angel theme with the in lesson is good and bad can't exist without each other. Totally could buy that. I think they would maybe veer away from that because of the religious implications. But that would be fun. It would make sense if they called her queen instead. I think the thing is the title was king. So it, like, they'd have to change the title. But also, again, it's lost in translation as well. Because I think for Japanese, it's just O. Or, well, they've been saying, like, there's Mao, which is the demon king. But O is just the, what is it called? O is typically just a thing you'd be like, Kure O. It's a honorific. And it just means, like, royalty or, like, you're a sacred person. So I think king has been part of a translation thing. But that thing, I wouldn't get too in the weeds about it. We need a fan art of Kurea and Luluka kiss each other in front of a lily field. Conrado, you're thinking the good things here. Claire's the king anyways. With how much she killing, truly. I wish for Ana and Mikuru to have more focus. I feel like it's been months. Yeah, agreed. Hey T, sorry I left stream. So glad to be- Don't even worry about it. You guys can come in and out. I literally do not care. You guys have lives. Do what you want. It's a little bonus if you show up. But you certainly don't have to stay the whole time. But welcome back, Callie. Putting the Shooby Dooby Sweets time at full volume in the car. We love that. I just started watching the streams on YouTube for that reason. Aw, yay. The Haneda fight was kind of funny though. I'm not gonna lie, Luluka being like, get this thing out of here. Rude AF was pretty funny. The never-ending Chomps ads on Twitch. Chomps better be- I don't think I've seen that one, but I also haven't seen Twitch ads in probably a year since they added Turbo. But I kept getting the military ads, which I did not want. No desire in my whole soul to see the military ads. Absolutely not. And then I also would constantly get this one where, like, I don't even know what was advertising. Like, a guy was playing basketball in black and white, and it was, like, sad. And then it, like, got color. And then I was like, what are we advertising here? Basketball? I never paid enough attention, even though I saw it, like, 50,000 times. But I was like, yeah, I cannot with the ads. I feel bad though, because I think I went to my parents' place and I forgot they have cable television and ads. And I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen an ad in forever. I've eliminated ads from my existence. We need to give Arcana a solo she's gonna have a solo finisher, and then she's going to have a team finisher, kind of like the one that they had in Tropical Rouge with Lemaire. She uses her rod, and I think comboed with the one object and does a particular type of finisher. Which makes me wonder if because she does like her Lily Rod will help a team finisher. I do wonder if that means they're actually going to delay having the power-up item and we're going to have to go. Like, surely we're going to spend like an episode where we go to England. We're going to have that England episode, I trust. We may not have the England movie I totally predicted would happen, but we will surely go to London. Either that or Mafudu will abandon London and come here. The theory that Daichi is Mafudu's fairy is a good theory alongside Mafudu being a cure as well. I'm so excited to have like a cure flower moment with her. I would be very excited for that. What does the 5 mysteries mean in the lyrics? I believe it's who, what, when, where, and why. I think that's what that's alluding to. All I know is, for one thing, Arcana Shadow plans will fail in the next episode, definitely. But I mean, will they really fail if she becomes Arcana? She's failing upwards. I'll be so mad if, goodbye Laura's not Yuri, why can't she be with the girl who stuck with her after she lost $5,000 and threw her Alexa out the window? Truly. I'll be manifesting an anime to be BL or GL actually work. I would watch more anime, true. Mood. The amount of times, like, there's some kind of weird anime that they put out a trailer for Kyo Annie, where I just know it's like 2 dudes in a school, but it's like a timepiece kind of situation, and it feels like, I think it's European. I don't know who the author for it is, though, but was Kyo Annie the one who recently did the one that had the 4 seasonal spirits, and I think it's written by the same person who did Violet Evergarden? I was like, I'm not going anywhere near that series. Violet Evergarden was such a frustrating betrayal on being so good but also so horrendous at the same time that I was like, I'm not going to get into anything else by this author because it's going to piss me off, and I feel like Kyo Annie's an enabler. I feel like Kyo Annie is like, we're gonna pick series that feel like bait consistently. And then it's gonna do like one thing that really pisses you off. And so I'm like, I am not gonna do, I cannot trust Kyo Annie anymore. They said we did free and that was kind of gay, and then we'll give you nothing else but queer baiting movies. And I was like, stop that! My trust in Kyo Annie is gone. I need them to adapt something that's not gonna make me irrationally angry. I'm not gonna let myself watch that until I know unapologetically it's queer. Cause for all I know, it's just 2 dudes being bros and then they get married to women. The recent episode between Eclair and Arcana and the recent fight, I imagine, between Eclair and Arcana Shadow breaks my heart. Like, Luluka, no, that's your girlfriend. True. I've been watching a couple of Magical Girl anime, Star Detective, Onegai, Ipri, and season 3 of Grand Blue. And I used to watch a lot of anime, but can't do it anymore. I feel you. I feel you. My anime binging days have long decreased. I think it ended in college. I've also been watching Mermaid Melody. Let's go, Mermaid Melody, to end out the summer. I wish for a mermaid season, even though I wish that Tropical Rouge had a mermaid form. The fact that the team did never turn into mermaids, I feel like was very offensive. Like, Smile could do it. What do you mean you can't? What's this ship name for Luluka and Kurea? I think it's Lucrea, but don't quote me on that. Mikuru is getting some focus. She has got to address the grandma elephant in the room, truly. Anna, I feel like, will get her focus near the end of the season when she has to go. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to do a tear your heart apart thing. I think kind of like what they did with Kier Summer, where she got a little bit of attention at the end of the show when she was really holding on to not losing the group. I'm pretty excited for next week. Yeah, next week's going to be good. Please give Eclair and Arcana a duo finisher. I don't know if they will get one, but that would be cool. At least to get to seeing them fight together will be nice. I stopped using Twitch because they were, like, yeah, the AI thing that's the reason why I'm not streaming on Twitch anymore. Is I genuinely, stopped dual streaming to them because I was like, I cannot with this nonsense. Do. Sorry I'm late. No need to apologize. I had to take care of Laura. I hope it was a good episode. But welcome in, Mr. Wygrai. How are you? The Hinita looks so sad and confused after Claire's attack. Yeah, I actually felt bad for the baddie. Is it failing if you get married to your loving wife? Good point, good point. I've only been watching Precure and Onegai Ipri. No other anime has really grabbed my attention to watch it. Valid. Totally valid. Cure Majesty never got a solo finisher until we saw Cure Noble's finisher. That's true. She did get to use it in the movie briefly, though, and I was happy about that. I'm a little sad to know that possibly that last night was the last time we will see Arcana Shadow. I know. I think that was, like, the finale for it, and I was just annoyed. The second she started transforming, I was like, bye. I think I threw away my plate during that period of time. Because I was eating dinner. Answer and Mystique got their solo finisher after they used the duo finisher. It's true. That's true. Have you heard around the internet about the lesbian space princesses? How they all the fandoms are calling them a truce? I have not. What's that? Yeah, Lucrea. Lucurea. Lulukude. That's cute. Or Kuda. Kude. Trying to get the Japanese in there. I've seen a lot. Two dudes start sleeping in the same bed together. No, they're definitely straight. No, you can't tell with bro loving their gazes are for one another. That's so funny. The ship names I see is Lulukude and Lulukudea. I see. Or would it be triple duty since she's technically voicing two characters with a body swatch thing? Oh, which one? Let me go back. What was the context for that? Oh, with Laura. Was that Laura? I don't know. Especially in Japanese, it's Lulukure. At least, my timeline, take it with a grain of salt. Fair enough, fair enough. Didn't they have an opt-out? They had an opt-out, but they said they're still going to take it nonetheless. The opt-out, they were like, it's kind of, like, doing it, but we also scraped all of your channels already. Lol. Teehee. We're just a little evil. We're just a little evil, guys. Don't be mad at us. We're Twitch. Yeah, so, the problem with the Twitch thing, though, I do understand that part of what's going on is because, Amazon's making them do it, but that doesn't make me any happier about the situation. I was like, I get it, Jeff Bezos is evil. But at the same time, have a backbone and tell him no. Wait, Arcana still keeping the scythe as a finisher? Oh god, it'd be great if there was a Lily scythe. They'll never do it, but that'd be cool. I don't remember if you said, but who is your favorite Cure? Cure Sunshine! I love her a lot. You into the Arcana suit, or was it an afterthought compared to Arcana? I think since they're so similar to me, and it's just a color difference for the most part, I think I like Shadow a little bit more in terms of its color palette. I do think I like this hairband more. Which I can just outline it. Oop, I didn't mean to get a ruler. this hairband I like more. Because it's got feathers on it. It's got feathers, so, you know, that's my bias. But I feel like at this point, like, I'm so desensitized to it, I just don't really care too passionately about it, one way or the other. I do like that she has blue in the outfit, but I feel like they really downplayed the blue when they, when we had leaks, the blue was really downplayed, but I do think in certain scenes it's not as prominent as it should be. Because it just looked like she had white on white on white, which was not a great look. Don't worry about the shadow transformation. They will have a Cure Arcana transformation that will be the same length or shorter. I'm hoping. I think what they're, like, my best guess is they're just going to recolor her transformation that exists now and just swap in the 3D items and then her hairband. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's why her design is so similar. Because otherwise, I think if they did a full brand new transformation, I feel like they would have had more liberty to have her Arcana design be a lot different. But that's my guess. I could be dead wrong. Boo, 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 boo. We should have voted for Ray more. I don't think that would have changed things, but I do think it's nice that she got some good, good love from the fandom. I think she and Shiraku were top. Elisa. I forgot Elisa in my review. I couldn't remember her name, and I was like, I'm not gonna figure it out. I recently saw IRL photos of the ride. I saw it too. The lily part is really pretty real. It's massive though, dude. I looked at those images and I was like, oh my god, it's this thing is ginormous. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna store this, man. This is gonna be the hardest thing I've had to display. And I've had to deal with the Kuding Mira change. That one's also awful to try to display. It's just, why did they make that with some sort of intention of it being able to stand on its own? Why do they hate me? Why do they hate me? I stopped binging anime after I graduated college. Yeah. The bubble's gonna pop sooner or later. It needs to pop sooner. I feel like it's so hard to get into anime these days. I've even dropped Freerun at the beginning of summer because the fandom biome is very frustrating to navigate. Yeah, I'm glad I binged season 2, because also season 2 ends on such a whatever note. But yeah, the fandom is weird. Like, the amount of Nazis in the fandom is a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely don't know how such, like, they really find a way. Sometimes with the anime fandom, they really find a way to ruin everything. In such impressive ways, because it's literally, like, I thought Bronins and stuff would hate Freerun because it's too chill, and it's very soft pacing. But instead they were like, what if we turned it into Nazis? And I was like, you know, that's on me for not finding a way you guys would have ruined this, because you sure did. So I do not remotely engage with Freerun fandom. It's insufferable. That's one of those shows that I exist in my bubble and I watch it and then I don't talk to anybody about it. Because it's crazy! Yeah, Cure Sunshine. And then FNAF's favorite is Cure Summer. Good choice, good choice. I always knew you were an Itsuki fan, but what's your top... Oh my god, my top 10? You can use the tier list. I did a tier list for it. I have to go back and look who my top 10 were. I definitely think it's like Sunshine, Blossom, Princess... Or not Princess, Sunshine, Blossom... Flora from Go Princess. And then I have to look at the rest of them. I can't remember who's at the tippy top. I have to remember who exists. Hi, what I missed? Not much. Welcome in, Alexis. Really thought Eclipse Shadow would be earlier in the episode. A lot of people said that. I think I knew she was going to be late in the episode when I saw that she's going to be in the next episode. Because I thought if she came early in this particular episode, I thought that she would be Arcana by the end of the episode. Or like about to turn into Arcana by the end of the episode. But then I saw that Eclipse is in the next episode with the early leaks on the previews. And so I was like, okay, so she's gonna be at the end of the episode. Which, you know, again, nice to go into the episode with lower expectations than higher ones. Krea's working hard to feed her girlfriend's addiction. I know, it's so cute. I can't believe that Toei whitewashed Kira got a shadow. We could have at least 3 cures, and they said no. I know. We still need a brown cure. I'm holding out for one day that they realize that brown is a color and we can use it. It would be really cool to have a brown cure. I would have said they should have done that with chocolat, but they went with red instead, with brown accents. But I feel like brown's the one color they've never been bold enough to try. I'm trying to think of a good theme. I feel like they should do a seasonal theme and like one be like earth themed. But I feel like you can do a good brown design if you put your mind to it, which again, Precure, when they put their minds to it, can come up like the black design. Cure Arcana Shadow was really good, and it's like, hey, you could take these more neutrally colors and actually do something really cool with it if you guys exert yourselves. But yeah, the character designer of the season, in general, I think she really popped off. Boop, 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 boop. We need a cure who works for a pizzeria, so we have a turtle fairy. Oh my god, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover win. Hey, don't fight me, Photoshop. I don't appreciate that attitude. Boop, 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 boop. The right wing also just don't like to listen to the themes at all. It's very weird. Yeah, I haven't even watched free run anime because of the fandom. Yeah, just ignore the fandom, delete them, watch it separately. Free run's very good. I think there's only few things that, like, few moments in free run where I was like, I don't agree with the lesson. Like, a lot of the stuff they do with Fern and Stark, I'm like, I don't like that. Every time they're like, yeah, Fern's the problem. And I was like, she's really not. Stark's just dumb. They're like, Fern is always in the wrong. And I was like, she's not. Stark is very much in the wrong several times. There's a few moments where he's not, but a lot of the time he's in the wrong. And then they blame Fern, and I was like, who wrote this? Who wrote this? Put this on Am I the Asshole and we'll see who's wrong. I'm gonna start, that's what I should do. I really, there's times where I'm like, I just want to go to like Reddit Am I the Asshole and sit there and be like, take an anime scenario and be like, am I the asshole for this? And see how the internet reacts thinking it's real. There's so much of me that just wants to take anime plot lines and stick it in there. I've been very tempted to do that with the one conflict in, that I really hate in Tropical Rouge. But that's a whole rant. I reopened that wound recently and people did not like me yapping about that, but I was like, I've got very strong feelings about the conflict that they had for the not trolley situation there. Anyways, besides me being vague, let's see. Welcome in, Juju Bear! How are you today? Which cure, you think looks the best or worst in Kigurumi? I'd have to think about that. I don't know, they all kind of look cute in it. We need a gray cure. True. True. Gray, silver. Let's do it. Like, they'll sit there and be like, Moonlight's kind of silver, and I'd be like, yeah, that's funny. That's a good joke. She's purple. I guess why Toei doesn't make a brown one is because it looks like poop. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the color association, but I think, you know, it'd be fun if they gave it a try. I can't stand it when people do that crap. Yeah. Yep. Still wondering why the brown shade they would use if they ever do a brown cure. I definitely look up people's, like, OCs with brown magical girls. They, do really cool designs with it. The season has been pretty good on anime. What it holds back is a bit, being a kid show. Yeah. But it is what it is, truly. Cure Kiss is a black cure because she is born from darkness. Yeah, I feel like there's some nuance there. That's a whole other thing to unpack. I wish a yellow cure and a red cure made comebacks. Fair. It has been minutes since we had a yellow cure. We know what I want, and I think we've done it once, unless I'm misremembering. I want another, like, truly... Well, I guess we just did this season. But I want, like, a sky blue colored mid-season cure. I guess technically Eclair is considered blue. I want, like, a blue one. I want somebody who looks like Cure Sky and then is a mid-season. But they're not gonna do that because it just did that. Like, you could debatably, like, Lemaire had, like, a lot of colors going on, and then, Eclair to me is teal. I want a blue mid-season cure. I want that straight blue. Shishio! Or why did I say that? Shio. Welcome in! How are you doing today? I can't read, apparently. I need to watch Frieren 2 still. I was going to start Witch Hat Atelier, but I heard the first court ends in a cliffhanger, so I want to wait again. I will say you're going to get a similar thing with Frieren, but it's not going to feel like a cliffhanger. It's going to be like, so when's the next episode? We just kind of stopped. I would wait for season 3 before going into season 2, or at least like watch through until you feel like you get to the end of an arc and then stop watching season 2, because like the second half of season 2 is just like, feels like it feels like the opposite of season 1, because season 1 felt like it was a bunch of mini arcs and then they had like a concluding arc. This feels like there's a big arc at the beginning and then it's a little nothing else for the rest of it. But that's because they're gonna spend the energy in season 3 / I don't know if they're doing a movie, but they might. Giving a character thick eyebrows can make them cuter. True. The fans make Frieren the Doom Marine from Doom Eternal, or the Doom Marine, I can read. Cause the T words mostly really challenged. Oh my god. Wait, what conflict from Tropical Rouge? Alright, you've unlocked a rant. Congratulations. I'm so sorry, chat. We're taking a pin. The thing that happened in Tropical Rouge that makes me mad to this day, and I will complain about it every single time, and people will tell me that I'm just not allowed to have feelings, but I will splash back on that, is, spoilers for Tropical Rouge and the backstory for Asuka and, her relationship with Yuriko. The backstory there, quick summarization, is that they used to be on a tennis team together, and at one of their matches, Asuka goes back to, like, the locker room for some reason. I don't know, grab something out of her locker, and she notices 2 girls on the rival team at Yuriko's locker and cutting her tennis racket. Like, literally cutting the strings, which, mind you, also there's not, it also makes me mad because it's not how that would work. If you cut random strings of the tennis racket, the racket will literally snap in half. Like, they act like cutting those lines was going to, like, sit there and she'll be like, oh, it will break in the middle of the match. No, it won't. If you cut specific strings, like, if you don't cut precisely the right strings on a tennis racket, it genuinely, the racket will just immediately snap in half. Also, tennis rackets are really expensive, so that, like, pissed me off, that they're literally doing property damage. Anyways, Asuka is like, you're destroying my partner's racket. I'm gonna come in here, and, like, grabs the girl by the collar. That's the most aggressive thing she does, is she grabs the girl by the collar of her shirt, and she's like, hey, don't do that. And then people walk in, and they see Asuka confronting them, and they're like, Asuka, you suck. And then the other team's like, yeah, she sat there and grabbed her by the collar, so therefore your team needs to forfeit. Besides the fact that there is objective proof of property damage. Like, it's not one thing where, like, they had actually succeeded in snapping the racket. Like, there's no way to explain how these girls who don't belong in that, they don't belong in that room, that's not their locker room, are in a locker room they shouldn't be in, with scissors, with a broken racket. And Asuka's angry. And then they're like, yeah, it's Asuka's fault and you guys have to forfeit. And Asuka's like, I'm quitting the team because no one has my back on here. Like, the coach was like, yeah, Asuka, that was a really effed up thing for you to do. And I'm like, what? Property damage. Genuine property damage. And the whole point of the episode was supposed to be like, yeah, this is how Yuriko and Asuka had a falling out. Because Yuriko was like, we should just let, like, bygones be bygones. And you were really, like, hot-headed in that moment and shouldn't have reacted that way. Or we could have done it some BS. And they're trying to make it like a trolley situation. Where it's like, both Asuka and Yuriko are right. Incorrect. I will say that till the cows come home. Incorrect. That wasn't a trolley situation. It was written poorly. I'm gonna say it was written terribly because it's not a trolley situation. It's objective. There was property damage. There was evidence of property damage. There were kids who were in a location they should not have been in, and a character was reacting to property damage. So, I'm not gonna sit there and pretend like everybody who I tell that story to, they're like, but that's just how unfair the world is. And I was like, it sure isn't. I don't know what schools you guys are going to, but if there is physical property damage at my school, because that actually did happen when I was in high school, not specifically with tennis, but somebody did destroy another student's stuff, and the student, like, got really aggressive about it because they were like, you destroyed my thing. And you know what happened? The person who'd made property damage got punished. They got suspended for property damage. Because why? You shouldn't destroy people's property. If you don't destroy people's property, then we don't have people beating the crap out of somebody. So I stand on that. I will always be angry about that. And I will not be convinced. This is me putting up my sign. I will not be convinced. You cannot change my mind. Why do oh my god, going right here. Right when people, we're asking a big question. We're doing it. They're crazy. That's my TLDR for that. I could never get into the minds of what the heck is wrong with them. I do love Tropical Rouge Precure. It's just this is the screen time. 100% agree. Why is Nyami not a white cure? That is a good question. As somebody who appreciates that she is a blue cure because blue is my favorite color, I do think that there is a decent argument that she probably should have been a white cure. And then somebody should have been a blue cure, but I'm not going to say it because I know people in chat are going to get mad. But that's enough color wars for now. Doing good. I'm glad. He over here wanting me to suffer for making yet another blue cure mid-season. I knew they'd be mad. Girl, I just had to wait for Kure. Don't make me do this again. Fair enough. They're probably not going to do it, to be fair. Oof, I've been seeing so much Witch Hat Atelier. I might have to get on it. It's so good. Oh my god, there's a reason I did a review on the channel. I'm a big Witch Hat Atelier fan. This season, oh my god, I forgot the Smoking Cat Girl. That keeps getting rated really high despite people having a very controversial conversation about it at the beginning. You know, we've got Mermaid Yuri, we've got the body swap in China. I need to watch that. I do want to watch it with the dub because I do like the voice actors involved. We got the Mongolian Muslim, which I'm so impressed that that even exists. And I love how stylized it is. I will definitely binge that one when I don't have to be emotionally destroyed by it week by week. Biggest event in Precure, true. And then Magi Lumiere. There's a lot of Yuri ones. There's the fighting Yuri, and then there's the actual fighting Yuri, where they actually fight. And not just fighting games. We need more black and orange cures. Listen, we need a Halloween season. You unlocked her rant sonar, her arms are crossed and everything. My arms are flailing. I think last time I went on a rant, I hit my mic and muted. I had people come back with the stream and be like, girl, you were about to go on that rant and then you were muted for 3 minutes. And I was like, apologies. Apologies. The mic do be like, if this is a bad rant, I will mute you. Like, don't worry, you guys don't have to censor me. My mic will. Alright, I think I keep forgetting the gym. I need to go back and make sure I've gotten the gym on the last few ones. Because you know your girl has forgotten. Get back in there. Get the ribbon back in there. Oh my god. This is the problem with it having so much white. It's so much harder to sit here and get all of the cracks and creases. Alright. We're almost done with that. But yeah, I'm glad that I've scared everybody away after my rant. My big passionate feelings about property damage and properly addressing that it was property damage. But yeah, somebody should have paid for her. My guess is Yuriko must have been rich. She must have been a rich girl to be like, it's okay, they destroyed my tennis racket. Like, imagine if she was poor, because if she, like, would be like, wow, I can't afford another tennis racket, things would be way different. She would be reacting way differently. If she was like, yeah, those guys destroyed my racket, and maybe I don't like having no racket because it was destroyed. Boop. Boop, boop, come back. Stop deleting this part. This part's hard to get back, and it looks dumb. Berg. Da, 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 da. Alright. Okay, I realized my chat stopped loading. That's why I stopped. I was like, man, chat, you had nothing to say after my rant. I think chat broke, so I'm gonna reload it. Ah, no, it deleted all the messages. Oh wait, no, they're back. There we go. Let's see. Let me scroll back up. Never mind, you guys said a lot. Oh my god. Alright, the person who posted the Dancing Star 3 with subs, I'm not sleeping tonight. Oh, that's exciting! I need to get the DVD. I don't know how I'm gonna get the DVD, but I need the third DVD because it's gonna be really hard to obtain in the future. The racket is there too, it sucks. Yeah. Also, I can never get over your avatar. Thank you! Don't be too obsessed with her. She will be leaving for the fall, and then I do have, I'm not doing any more of these. These guys are going to get retired probably for 2027. But there's things I have to do to prepare what the next ones are going to look like, or the next one is going to look like. But that really requires me to sit down at my computer and do a lot of work. So we'll see what happens, but I will be teasing something in the future, but I have to decide not to tease it too early because I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish it. But yeah, we might do stream assets in the future as some of the stuff we do on these Sundays together. Cure Sunshine should be reclassified as a girl cure, same as Moonlight as silver. That's my fighting ground. I prefer them being yellow and purple. But I think it's because when I was really little, I was on some forum and I ended up getting in a tussle because I was like, why is it classified as silver? Isn't she purple? And that person was like, they're actually classified as silver, and they later got retconned as yellow and purple. And I was like, so I was right! Because I was like 5 years old and whiny. But I definitely, that was one of my first internet tussles when I was an adolescent child and should have been more polite to people and not be all defensive when you get corrected. We all have our phases. Actually, was that better with the regular? No, it was not better. The cloud one was better. Okay. I feel like I'm the only person in the fandom that isn't problematic. I dislike Monatsu and Laura. I see them as good friends. I think, you ship what you want. You live your best life. It's not too big of a deal. IDK, they should have let Asuka. Yeah, I was like, if she threw a punch and killed the other girl, then maybe I'd be like, okay, that was too far. She literally just ruffled her collar. That girl walked away with 0 injuries. If she injured her and she wouldn't have been able to do the tennis match, maybe we could have a conversation. But otherwise, I'm like, Asuka literally just made her feel intimidated, as she should, for doing property damage of an expensive racket. Just saying. Yeah, that thing was poorly written. Finally. This is really just me streaming so that people can tell me that I'm right about my opinion. Yuriko, Asuka was trying to preserve your items and your honor. The flip you mean, Asuka's in the wrong. Thank you. Yeah, that moment I was like, huh? But there's a lot of moments in Tropical Rouge that I'm like, about Asuka's relationship with her parents and how they don't really talk about him. Yeah. That and Laura, you and I have talked about it, right. Laura had way too much focus. I don't disagree with that sentiment. But if you're a Laura fan, then you think it was the best time ever. Toei should have kept Kirakana Shadow black with blue highlights because they need more black hairs. Agreed. Edisa deserved more love after she was injured. I know she took a hit. Lillian and Claire are teal cure. They're teal to me. They're teal to me. You did. You literally muted yourself mid-rant last week. I think I did it right before I started the rant, which was worse. It made it look like I did it on purpose. And then I didn't read chat because I was in the middle of a rant. Until I finally looked over and people were like, girl, you're muted. And I was like, no, I'm going to have to rant again. And then I spoke too fast. Oh my god. Hey, Aniki, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Magical girls and magical boys is a big cape bar and I'm all for it. I do love it. When she said that society is messed up for forcing her to study instead of playing for fighting games, I said, true. A good rant that makes you invested. It's not our fault you were passionate. You know what? I will take the win. I'll take that. Now I think about it, it would be nice if there was a holiday season to be fun. It'd be fun. I hope Asuka and Yuriko are still in a romantic relationship to this day. My thing with their relationship that made me a little they were like, we'll just let bygones be bygones with that situation. I was like, no, because if the thing comes up again, if you guys have another moment like that, you're just gonna fight again. You guys didn't actually address the problem, and that made me so mad. I was like, so we just pretended the problem wasn't there and that's how we handled it, and this is why people need therapy later in life. Because we sit there and we have a problem like that and we just be like, we're not going to address it. We're just gonna be like, you handle things your way and I handle my things my way, and we're not gonna talk about the fact that that is just going to cause the same problem in the future. Okay, sure. Sure, whatever. So I was very not happy with how they handled that at all. I have to keep refreshing chat because the chat keeps dying. I wish for a winter season it'd be awesome. Since Frozen 3 is coming out, it would be nice. When are they going to do another mail cure? I feel like they're not going to do it until another anniversary season because I think every season since Hiroguru Sky, they've tried to have a mail cure and Toei's been like, eh. Because they said that. They said that with Wonderful Precure, they tried and then they were like, no. And then with Kaito, I think, I'm trying to remember the postmortem because I might be making stuff up here, but I think with Kaito, they originally wanted him to be similar age and then on the team, and they were like, he can be older and not on the team, which I didn't love at all, but, you know, we got a mail cure at what cost? And then I imagine we'll get some news about, like, Jet's function in the story. Or just get any post-mortem information about him. But I feel like they try. They try to slide in a mail cure every season, but Corporate was like, that was a cute thing we did for Hiroguru Sky, and then never again. I think it will just depend on how much the staff can keep fighting for it. I think I mentioned it last week. I did not realize until recently that, like, the last season of the American Power Rangers, the red character, the Red Ranger, was a girl, and I was like, well, now I need to watch it. What do you mean there was a Power Rangers? The final Power Rangers season had a main character who was a girl, and maybe did that lead to the cancellation? I don't care. It's a girl. I should have been there supporting it. They should have advertised that louder. I was like, a Red Ranger? That's a girl? Hello? That's actually very exciting to me, personally. I would love Toei to make a holiday season. It'd be so fun. New Year's, new VTuber, nice designs. Thank you. I'm hoping by New Year's I'll be able to do it. And if not, then I will say June. June 2027. I like my debut dates are either when I started streaming, which was January 14th. If I don't get it done by then, I will just delay it till June 14th. I will delay it another half a year and let it cook in the oven. But I'm hoping, because I think I'm gonna get it within the next, like, what I need in the next few weeks, and then I have to do my part, and then I have no idea how long it's gonna take to do my part, but I want it to be very thorough, and I want it to be good. But I have a couple of friends who know how to do the thing I have to do, and I might, when I hit a rock, I'm gonna just go to them and be like, hey, how you doing? Do you know how to do this? Because, without me even saying what I'm doing, if you have not already begun to guess what it is, I've got a mutual who I'll bring up when I, do what I do. She did her own, and I think she did a really good job. All else fails, I'll pay her. If I hit a wall enough that I don't want to do it anymore, I'll just pay her to do it because I know she can. Or I'll ask her first. I probably should be very kind and be like, hey, girl, if I give you, like, a lot of money, will you do this for me? But my goal is to do it myself, because I know I can, and I just need to not be lazy. I also just need to find time, because I'm spending the rest of the day, cleaning and rolling out a giant rug. All the fun home ownership stuff. But hey, my bedroom is finally getting to the point where I can live in it. That's exciting. I have to also build the bed, and I have to rebuild my, shelves. Fun. Wait, PNGT era is almost over. It could potentially be almost over, guys. Early years internet were a magical place, truly. Milky, Lillian, and Eclair should be reclassified as teal. I feel like teal should just deserve its own category. It's a good color. But I also feel like I'm somebody who very much separates, like, true blue from, like, a cyan. Surprisingly, I remember as a kid my dad wasn't fond of me being on YouTube. That's fair. Didn't think it was a good influence, which is weird since all the parents seem to like how popular YouTube is. I definitely think that there were times where YouTube was, like, demonstratively, like, as much as it's not super well managed now, technically speaking, I do think YouTube back in the day, there were videos that I came across in my youth, back closer to the year 2005 when it came out. There were videos that I saw on the internet that would absolutely not be on YouTube now, that were very inappropriate as a child, and I should not have had unrestricted access to the internet. I also, like, besides those actually really bad videos, I did also watch most of Higurashi on YouTube, which that absolutely should not have been child access to that. Oh god. There's some things children should not see. Boop, 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 boop. When I was young, I always get mad at YouTube not having the same opinion as mine and leave hate comments, and now I'm older and I just cringe. I think I left one hate comment. No. I don't know if it counts as one hate comment. I did leave one hate comment. I'm not going to go into that. I was young and stupid and I deleted the comment and I felt really bad about it. The one hate comment that is quote-unquote a hate comment is I was watching him play through and this guy cussed a lot and I didn't like cussing and I told him to stop cussing and I think he responded with, "What the hell?" That was my hate comment. And for the most part, I just never commented on YouTube videos in my youth. And that's for the better, because I probably would have been a little asshole if I'm being completely honest. When you're a kid, you have opinions. Like, you'd be like, "Oh, your dress isn't even that pretty," when you're 5 years old, and you say dumb stuff like that. And you should absolutely not be saying that to people. You should learn to keep your opinions to yourself. And also maybe that your opinions are subjective. Oh my god. Alright, well, I had to reload chat. Let me see where I gotta catch up. The top of Lily breeds shipping fuel. It surely does. Yeah, you said you were going to ramp. Didn't mute it for 3 minutes. It was bad. All boys pre-cure team is reserved for plays. I know, I'm interested to see what they'll do with the new Dancing Star. New year, new VTuber ads. No! Dude, if I start doing beer ads ever, I need you guys to, I need you to cancel me. You know, who cares if I do cancelable stuff? If I do a beer ad, you guys gotta cancel. You gotta cancel me. Oh, Doyle rules. I hate the AI ads. Oh my god, I've not seen AI ads, luckily. I keep that far away from me. I'm curious, anybody watching The Inept Villainous? I think somebody else in chat mentioned it. It's good. Kaito was so there. Forgot to transform and help out in a battle. I'm still holding out for Cure Jet. It'd be cool to see him as a little Cure at the end of the season. Give us, like, at least a Hugато moment. Come on. Is Toei and Misandros for Cures that are boys? I think they're just, they're scared of money. I think we need more male Cures. I agree. Blame Matt Damon for killing Power Rangers reboot. Dude, I liked the Power Ranger movie that they did back when I was in college, and then I was really hyped to hear that they were going to do a TV series, and then they killed it, and I just want Power Rangers back, man. That was a good part of my childhood. Well, Girl Red Ranger only really had 10 episodes. No! Well, at least I'll be able to watch it, to be fair. It'll be a short watch. Oh, I forgot. I can tell you, not bragging, that I'm going on a vacation! Yay, for Christmas! Whole January in London. Ooh, that's so fun. I hope it snows. I hope you have a white Christmas. Alright, there's a new house. You're finding a nice place for your merch. I'm still running out of room. I literally put up all of my Cardcaptor Sakura figures, and then they were like, I had to stick one scale on a different cabinet because I didn't have room for all my scales, and then they're releasing another scale, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm putting her. I have to rethink it. I think I need to buy a Billy bookcase, because I have my geometric cases that I had for stuff, but I don't think I trust my geometric ones to hold my really big scales, and I don't know where I'm going to put my Madoka scales, because I also have a lot of those. And then I've got my Sailor Moon garage kit, and that thing's so fragile. It's already broken a little bit. And so I'm like, I need that to be in the most secure place I can find in my house. I need to just straight up buy, like, a stone pillar to stick it on where I know it's not going to fall over. Do you think they'll ever get a robot cure? I would not be surprised if we revisit it somehow, conceptually. Parents didn't want to be on YouTube, even deleted the app, but I basically found ways around it. That's how I discovered Yuri. I think I just used the computer at school. The history on that computer probably looks real wild, to be completely fair. But, you know, I don't think back then the people working at the library had any idea how to use a computer, much less check the internet history. After the small child came in and looked up weird things on YouTube, like Magical Girl A and B. And then who knows what rabbit hole came out of Googling that. It's such an unfettered place. Alright, am I on the right layer? Or someone went. It's not behaving. There we go. Okay. I don't know what happened. Teal deserved its own category. Truth. Android Cure would be cool to see again. I think it'd be fun. I think there's more you can do with robots. We could also just have like a more mechy season, mechy character. I watched Higurashi on YouTube too. It's like the worst place to watch it, but it's so funny. That's where it happened. It's Smile HD video all over again. Damn, Higurashi, yeah. There was truly so much pirated anime on YouTube. It was a good time, man. Been using YouTube since 2007 to 2008. I feel old, right? We loved our sub Espanol parte uno. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna try to catch up with chat before YouTube breaks the chat again. Old YouTube was anime episode, yeah, 47, part 11 of 48. It was a good time. Good old YouTube where anime had 3 points, yeah! We love that. Back when it had a 10-minute limit. Whoever, what the hell guy he must have been so confused. I was playing Call of Duty and Gears of War 3 on the Xbox 360 when I was a kid. Oh man, if you were in the chat, if you played the online, you've been through it. Cure beer, no! No more tea, no! Wait until you see TikTok comments. They're not respectful. Oh, I've definitely seen TikTok comments. I'm surprised they're so bad though, because I think the few times I've said stuff on TikTok, which to be fair, I do get catty occasionally, which is why I don't use TikTok anymore. I would get moderated all the time on there. I think I didn't even say something offensive. I think I was like, oh yeah, that thing's really old, and they're like, you can't call things old, that's offensive. And I was like, I wasn't calling a person old. But also, I should be able to call somebody old. TikTok moderation it's crazy. So yeah, I got moderated too. I think I got banned from my account for one day because I posted in a video. It included Lucia's transformation for Mermaid Melody, and they said there's too much titty, and I was like, what are you talking about? They were like, there is boobs, you're banned. And I was like, what? I was like, you can't be saying this to me. So, I don't know. The fact that people can be mean on TikTok is always impressive to me, but usually I think they have to be creatively mean. Which is not great, because usually the people who are creatively mean are saying usually the most heinous stuff. We need a green cure called Cure Matcha. Alright, sign, seal, deliver. I want that next season. Pronto? Sexist for not having male cures. They need more male cures. I got my first iPad when I was 9 years old, and the only videos I watched were Care Bear. Oh my god, that's a blast from the past. Powerpuff Girl and Hello Kitty. I saw like 2 or 3 Care Bear videos and Hello Kitty videos that were about death. Oh no! Dude, like, I feel like there was a generation of YouTube where it got a little bit more moderated, and you have the things like the My Little Pony, like that the My Little Pony, like my friend, like My Love is Witchcraft or something, or Friendship is Witchcraft, which I did not know that, what's her name, Jenny Nichols was the person who had done those. But like, there were some videos where it's like, oh, it's like, it's dark, but it's not horrendous, but there was some absolutely vile stuff, which it's very triggering. I'm not gonna even start talking about some of the weird stuff that was on back in the day. But yeah, there's like a mid-level, and then I feel like there was Elsa Gate, and then things drastically changed. I feel like this season is the only season that that only has cures that aren't fairies, since it's— oh, that's true. We have had a break on fairyisms. Thank you, T. I was wondering— I wonder if the Star Detective cures will be there too. Hopefully. In London. They'll be there. They'll be there for your break. Maybe we'll have a London finale. What are your thoughts on the 2027 Miku design? It was not my first choice, it was my second choice, and I liked it a lot. Actually, you know what? Since I'm in the middle of Photoshop, I might be able to bring that image up. But yeah, the theme was metamorphosis, but metamorphosis in Japan has an association with, like, transformation. Like, that's basically another word for, like, magical girl transformation. I will say I did love Akuo's design for that, which I might pull up too. This is the one that won to my memory. Of course, it's not gonna let me click it and drag it on Photoshop. Why would it let me do that? I had to put it on my desktop and then sit there and move it on. This one won. Oh, it's very pixelated. She won. I'm happy. I think she's really good. I will be purchasing her. I think the one that I wanted to win is this one. This was my number one, but that's because it's more blue. It looks like Cure Sky to me. And I want the closest thing I can get to a Cure Sky Nendoroid. And then if I can find Akuo's entry. His was really, really good. But I'm trying to remember the best way to find it, because the Pia Pro website is where you put your submissions. Oh, hey, I got it. Okay, if it loads. Oh my god, don't make me sign. I have to... it's gonna make me screenshot it on a PC. It's gonna make me screenshot it. I'm deleting this afterward. Well, it's gonna be low quality anyways. Support Akuo. He's amazing. No, I hit the wrong button. I want to save the image. I hate PCs. It's easier to do it on Mac. Put it on my desktop. Put it on my desktop where I can find it. 10 years later. This is Akuo's design that he submitted, which I think is breathtaking. Obviously, he leaned more into the butterfly aesthetic, but like, is this not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in like the most pixelated version you've ever seen? Isn't it amazing? I love Akuo's art with every fiber of my being. But yeah, he had a really good Miku design. I wanted him to win. This is actually my number one, is this design. I hope we can see it again, but I don't know if he can do anything more with it because it was submitted for a competition. And there's like rules and legalities with that. Come back. There we go. I realized I did not save this document yet. Save to my desktop. Computer, save to my desktop. Lulu Amore from Hakuto is a robot. Yes, I think she is our only one for now. Alright. Trying to catch up on chat. When it reloads. Load in, please. Welcome in, Cheeky Pika. How are you today? I know it's been a minute since you probably came in. I'm trying to catch up on chat. I'm trying to catch up on chat. I need you to sit down and read chat. But yeah, I hope you are doing well. Speed running chat once I get all the way back up here. Okay. We need AI as a villain. I think we should have an art season, and I think AI should be the villain. I'm just saying. So far we had a fairy, android, animal, doll. We've had alien. We've had the alien cure. We've had a mermaid cure. We've had the alien. We've had a spirit, if we count cure Earth. We did like a special non-human girl cure multiple seasons in a row. They were doing that for a while. Bring back the 10-minute limit. No, my reviews would be so short. Always imagining and wishing for dragon cures. If we not dragon. Why did I say dragon? Dinosaurs. Dinosaur cures. If we could have detective, we could do dinosaurs. I'm just saying. Call me crazy, but I have a dream. I think it's a good dream. When I got into MLP when I was 10 or 11, I watched every MLP videos and I stumbled upon Shed MOV. Oh god. Yeah. I wonder if Chainsmoker Cat is the only time they've showed cat girls that have one set, if ears and no human ears. Probably. I know people are pretty bad about being consistent about that. Hidogo Sky was teasing a dinosaur cure. It's true. It's true, we could get a dinosaur cure. Speaking of pirated, I wonder if piracy has helped any series, for example, like Precures. Yeah, it absolutely has. Piracy has absolutely been the reason why Precure has any presence internationally. Whether they want to acknowledge that or not. I don't have or use TikTok, but many people love it. It's true. I have Instagram and Blue Sky. Same. Puritan much. I know, right? Twitter never again after the terrible scamming. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely, watch out for the internet scams. They're really bad. I think I had like a person who had never DM'd me before, but we were mutuals, DM me, and they did the whole thing where it was like, my account has been hacked. Hit this link and you can help me get my account back. And that's one of the ones that steals it. And I knew it beforehand because my sister had fallen for that one. And so I was like, oh, thank God, I am safe here. I know what to do. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, ugh, my heart dropped. I remember watching Happy Tree. Oh my God, I remember the Happy Tree Friends phase. It's crazy. It's kind of sad that Chainsmoker Cat has its reputation cut. It is a pretty good show about living in poverty. I've seen it's pretty high up on some of the ratings boards. Like I saw it, I think, what was it, Annie Trend's like top 10. It's been on the list a couple of times and I was like, okay, I feel like there was the controversy at the beginning because of the poverty. And the conversation around that, and I was like, I guess everybody's not gonna watch it anymore if they're gonna have this attitude about it, but apparently it's still up there, which is good. I think it hits some important points. But yeah, welcome back, Marcos. The Miku looks like candy, right? I wish Toei allows Good Smile to make Precure. I know, I wish we didn't have the Bandai clutches, that we could sit there and have some nice figures. I was also 11 when I first found FNAF and got into it back when it looked like FNAF. You were the cool kid. Oh my God, I remember just like being really into it. And I still like Markiplier, but I watched Markiplier religiously when I was little. So I definitely had a FNAF phase. I would like to see Precures with crossovers from other Toeis. That'd be fun. They got the IPs. This looks very good. Thank you. I need to finish cleaning this up. And then I will have this up and I will actually remember to upload the stickers this week. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing well. How was the Pokemon? Or has it happened yet? The San Francisco, right? They're doing another big Pokemon. They're doing what, Worlds? I'm not as good on my Pokemon news, but I've seen so much excitement from you. For people who do not know Cheeky Pika, she's an amazing creator and does a lot of Pokemon content. And it's really, really good, and you should definitely follow her if you like Pokemon and Nintendo. She also has, like, the cutest little customizations for all her consoles. Like, I'm just saying, she's super duper cool. I will take the time to actually grab. I should be better about people, getting people's socials. Do. But yeah, if you want another cozy creator who does really, really cute stuff, here is her YouTube. Snow Miku, dark blue design, and it's so adorable, right? Oh yeah, Alien, Spirit, and Mermaid Cure, yeah. I'm back, had to do a few things. TBH Crunchyroll should add the remaining Precure seats. I know, I'm surprised the ones are missing. Shimmery, Kayla, Ace, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. No need to apologize for being late. You can arrive whenever you want to. Elena is the closest thing for a dark skin cure. Yeah, I wish they would do more. That's representation I want to see more of. I think we need more. Something beyond just the season of diversity. Let's have it be normalized, you know? Or literally just any variety in the skin tone. Let's get something happening. But hopefully more and more time will pass, they'll get better about doing stuff like that. Dinosaur Cures, Tyranno, Tricera, Bronchio, and Stego, and Spino. That'd be good. These pirate websites got their app shut down. I know. All the ancient pirating sites we all grew up on. Speaking of piracy, Sony is getting rid of... Sony has made me so mad. I'm never getting anything from Sony again. Not that I've really been into consoles outside of Nintendo, but I'm very much against every choice that they've made recently. Pirate Cures, oh my god, they could have, like... I don't know how they would handle a One Piece one, but One Piece would be kind of fun. Be a neat crossover. It's next weekend, yeah! Oh my god, I'm so excited. Because aren't they also announcing... I'm like sitting here being like, are they supposed to make a Pokopia announcement? I'm like, tell me more about the next Pokopia DLC. Reminds me, I don't think I played Pokemon Go today. I need to. I forgot to ask before, but which lore is more convoluted? FNAF or Kingdom Hearts? Probably Kingdom Hearts, but FNAF is getting up there. I think FNAF will eventually reach the quantity that Kingdom Hearts has, but I go further and I say Tsubasa has the worst. Tsubasa, Reservoir Chronicles, and Clamp Greater Universe is the most convoluted one. That makes little to no sense. And Sony, yeah, Sony hates physical media. It's very weird. Yeah, subscribe. Yeah! Support! 2028 yellow Kirli leader. That'd be fun! I really think they could do a really cool, like, golden, like, yellow-white combination. And it would look really, really good. Question, just curious. Do you think Tanpri's power-ups will reappear for Anna and make a debut for the other three girls in the final battle climax similar to Sweet? Or in just the movie? I think it's more likely they'll stay in the movie. Because that's the way they've been doing it for the past couple of years. But, who knows? Anything's possible. I know all four of them are getting the movie power-up. They just haven't revealed the outfits yet for the other three. So there's a potential they could bring them back for that, which would be fun. We need an immigrant cure, a Muslim cure, a Filipina cure, a Korean cure. They should have a Korean cure, definitely. I feel like it, you know, I think about it. They're that close to Korea and they've never really had like a K-pop. Listen, with K-pop demoners, maybe they will do a K-pop. They'll do some kind of K-pop character alone. But I do think they should do a Korean. Because we've had one of Chinese descent. And then Alice, I think, came from America. Mikuru is like vaguely got something. Somebody in this season has something to do with England, but like Korea would make a lot of sense. And then of course somewhere in Southeast Asia, like an Indonesian cure would make sense. They're right there. Like I definitely would say anywhere nearby they should just get an international cure. Then they could have an excuse to have their outfit actually look like that culture. Between Sony, Microsoft, Warner Brothers, and Paramount, yeah, they're all making weird decisions. Precure makes a pirate season. They could make a joke about piracy. They low-key did that with You and Idol. I would love a pirate season. Low-key, I do love a pirate aesthetic. I have a little soft spot for a pirate aesthetic. How bad is Tsubasa? Really? It's just convoluted because they're trying to connect a bunch of universes together and it doesn't make any sense. Another Precure stuff I want is sequels of Heartcatch and maybe Go Princess. Agreed. I mean, I'm just saying, any day now they could just hit us with another Otona. They could just do that. Crunchyroll should stream Go-Go Fresh, Heartcatch, Sweet, Smile, Doki Doki, Happiness Charge, Hagato, and Star Twinkle. Does it not have Star Twinkle? This is how much I've been off. I know it definitely doesn't have Heartcatch and it should. But they need to hop on these. They were really pumping them out for a minute and they took a break. What next for Sony to stop making Blu-rays? Oh my god, don't give them ideas. I do wish Tropical Rouge had a Christmas episode, and they used their Snow Crystal Tropical Rouge form. Oh, that would be cool. I may not cancel my Crunchyroll subscription, but I think my PS4 might continue its streak of not getting much use. Yeah. Oh my god, the Crunchyroll store stuff was also incredibly irritating. Because I have bought some stuff, and I finally got my last thing from the Crunchyroll store, because they were like, we're closing it down. People who don't have, like, super premium, ultra access won't be able to see the account anymore. And I was like, hey, bro. I bought something, so I need you guys to ship that to me. I need you to not lie. And then them also getting rid of physical media. Crunchyroll sucks. I need them to stop making the worst business decisions in the universe. Like, I hate that they killed every competitor, and then the second they had a monopoly, they're like, we're gonna take everything nice in the world, and we're gonna take it away. And it has made me very salty. But we'll see how long I can, put up with that. We'll see how long until Crunchyroll gets me off the subscription for that. I think part of it, too, is I'm too lazy to take it off, and then I have, like, 5 different people who I share it with. Who I'm gonna get a lot of very sad text messages being like, the Crunchyroll account is dead. I think somebody texted me today and said there's an anime he wants to watch. And he asked me for the password and I'm like, you will get it after stream. You will either have to come into the stream, or you will get it after the stream. Oops. Remember, Korea and Japan don't like each other. Japan and China don't like each other either. And they still have Chinese-inspired stuff all the time. I think they gotta get over some of that. I barely bought much there. It was only, like, Crunchyroll I would go to when everything else sold out. They would always have residual stock because no one goes to the Crunchyroll website. So I did manage to get the Ikurewa Miku mermaid figure that I really wanted, that I had missed the pre-orders for. And then it came in, which that's something I should make a video on for next week. I wish Precure would add Sweet Precure. Oh my god, that's such a good one. I need Sweet and Heartcatch so bad. They're such great ones. I think Steam might be dominating for a while. Steam is great. I do love Steam. Steam is like, we're a monopoly, but we're not gonna be awful about being a monopoly. We're gonna make good decisions. And I was like, I didn't know they could do that. I wish there was a free app to watch Precure. I would say that Precure I wish was not necessarily on something like Crunchyroll. I wish it was on, like, was it Tubi? The more child-friendly one. Why does it sound like someone is next to me? Why does it sound like someone's in my driveway? I feel like somebody came to my house when I told them not to come to my house. Well, they're not going to have the door answered. They're not gonna have the door answered if they're gonna sit there in my yard. I hear them doing yard work. I think it's my dad. My dad keeps popping over to my house, which, mind you, I don't live that close to my parents. He keeps popping to my house and gets really offended that I have weeds in the yard, and I think he is in the yard doing yard work. I think I hear him chopping some wisteria down right now. That's a fun little update for everybody about what's happening IRL to me. I don't know if I told the trash can story about that, where my dad didn't tell me he was coming over to take care of some weeds because he again is very hyper fixated on my weeds. And it was like 7 a.m. or something and I was sleeping. And the room that I'm currently sleeping in is near the driveway. And I heard the sound of like a trash can rolling, but it was like really close, so I knew it wasn't my neighbor's trash can. I was like, why does it sound like someone's stealing my trash can? Why does it sound suspiciously like someone's taking my trash can? And then I like roll out of bed and I look out the window and I'm like, someone is stealing my trash can, and my dad's taking my trash can to go put weeds in it. So that's a fun little thing. I think I've already told that story, but I definitely was like, why does it sound like someone's stealing my trash can? Who would steal my trash can? At 7 a.m. Never doubt the power of parents who don't have faith in your ability to do things. And I said, I'm going to deal with the weeds in the winter, or in the fall when they're removable and they don't grow back immediately. But yeah. There's all that. Why does it have PS5 and not Go-Go? That's an excellent question, Alexis. I too wish to know why that is. PS9 commercial from the PS2 has become a reality. Stop. Shoni is shutting down the Crunchyroll store. No, it scrolled. Scrolled before I finished reading that. No, let me scroll up. I've lost it. Sony is shutting down the Crunchyroll store because physical media is dead. True. Nintendo should kill game card. The game key card. I don't love it, but I do like buying game cases, and I don't want that to die. They're announcing Little Witch in the Woods for the Switch, but I don't think it's getting physicals. But I'm really tempted to buy it again because I really liked it, but it's going to be easier to play on my Switch because that's the game I want to play in my lap. I need to get a Steam Deck, but I don't want to spend the money on a Steam Deck because it's like 1K for a Steam Deck. I don't want to pay that amount of money for a Steam Deck, but I want to be able to have the comfort of playing a lot of the video games that are on Steam in the comfort of my bed and not have to sit at my computer, or my computer chair is very uncomfortable and I need to get a new one, but that's also like another $1,000 and I don't want to spend $1,000 on a chair right now. Kino Korea is going to find itself a customer surplus. True. At least G-Kids still releases studio. I love G-Kids. Man, they gave us Utena. They gave us Utena theatrical release. The name Crunchyroll always reminds me of the Attack in Pokemon games. It reminds me of the sushi roll. Let Luluka have a special birthday episode. Oh, that's right. She's in November, isn't she? Yeah, she's November 1st. She should get a little birthday. She deserves a little birthday after everything she's gone through. How long until Sony is forced to backtrack with their current... They're not going to. They're not gonna. They have doubled down. They've triple, quadruple, super doubled down forever. Hi, Mojave. How are you? I wish somebody like Discotech released the Precure Blu-rays physically. I know. I have a couple of them, but I got them very cheap when I was physically in Japan, and I have no idea how to get them now. Legit sucks that Crunchyroll got rid of all their manga and light novels. I used to buy a lot of shoujo and BL. I know. Like, they literally got Right Stuff, which was supposed to give me the entire collection of Nana, and then that order got canceled eventually, and I was also supposed to get a full set of Full Moon wo Segashite, which I think I'm still missing some volumes from, and that got canceled, and then Crunchyroll was like, physical media is dumb, and I was mad. I can tell you I was not happy about that announcement. I was not on team, like, you know, let it slide. I was on team pretty mad. Big mad, sad times. For Miss Noble's D. Let's see. I need to fix her hair on the left side. It's not pokey enough. It's gonna need a lot of cleanup. A ballet season. Ooh, a ballet season would be really nice too. Cure plie. You can have a pas de deux star. You can have a little. You can show up. My stepmother just washed plants in the backyard today. We're all in a plant mood. I do have a new plant I got. I got a lemon tree because I want to have lemons. Or I guess it's a lemon bush. I don't know. Do lemons count as trees or bushes? The plant. Either way, I got it, and it's a little baby one because I'm not spending $1 bajillion on a giant one. But I purchased it, and I need to repot it, and it's gonna sit outside until the winter comes. Then it's gonna go indoors, along with all my other big plants that I stick outside and then I drag them back in. Like my little, what's it called? My bird of paradise is sitting outside right now, and she is gonna come in when it gets cold. When it's chilly, I will rescue her from the outside world. And I will give her the warmth of my house. I don't know where I'm gonna put her, but she'll be there. I'm like, who needs a Christmas tree when I have my giant peace lily? At least Futariwa is on Hulu. Yeah, I know. They do seem to be, like, I think one of the reasons why they might have stopped putting them on Crunchyroll is I think they're potentially gonna partner with Disney, but I think they're seeing how well Futariwa does on Hulu, since they didn't have to change anything about that. TBH wished we had more Violet Evergarden merch here in the States, especially having the whole series in DVD was only one of the movies in the DVD and the rest of the Blu-ray, which sucks. I don't use Blu-ray. Yeah, I do think they're trying to kill off DVDs and move to Blu-ray and then kill off Blu-ray completely and just have everything be digital. I need to get a Blu-ray player because I own a lot of Blu-rays and I don't have any way to play them. At least he's helping with the art. It's true. But man, every time I go outside, he is just talking to the tree. He's just like, why would you have a root in you? Or not a root. Why would you have a weed? Why do you have vines in you? Like, I have one crepe myrtle in the back that has such a egregious plant inside of it. Some kind of, like, weed, I don't know. Some kind of vining plant that has taken over it. And he's so offended every time he sees it. So he'll just stand there and, like, stand outside and be angry about it. But I want to say that his love affair with plants did not start with any of this. We have a place where we have bamboo. And he has had this, like, 13-year-long battle against the bamboo. And every time we go back, he's like, he just stares at the bamboo. And he's like, oh, I need a minute. I need to go talk to my bamboo. And so he just has his little moment with the bamboo all of the time. And it is quite silly. But his relationship with plants has always been a funny little cornerstone. But to be fair, my dad does like not have many normal manly hobbies that I grew up with, which is why gender norms were very confusing as a child, because like he's the guy who does all the laundry and he does all the cooking. And my mom does like the taxes. So I always didn't really understand when people are like, men don't do laundry. I was like, my dad does laundry religiously. My dad gets offended if other people try to do the laundry, in fact. He says it's his therapy, which is not healthy, but, you know, laundry gets done. Okay, that's looking a little better. Nope, it's not. It got really big there. It was too tiny here. See what I have to go through for this? See the tedium that we do for 2 hours on this one thing? To be fair, I wasn't doing this the whole time, and I have been ignoring chat again. Catching back up. Unless the can has a valuable trash in it. Dude, it's a thing though. Being a homeowner, neighbors will steal trash cans because they want extra space for their trash, or they'll lose their trash can somehow. And like my parents have had their trash cans stolen and they had to call the city or wherever they were living and be like, yo, we need a trash can. I did not realize how serious this trash cannery was. But it's a thing. So I have this like residual paranoia that my trash cans will be thieved. I don't want to fight for a dang trash can, which reminds me I need to put my trash out. Or recycling's today. And then make sure I do that. I will forget by the end of the night. Luluka deserves more ice cream. It's true. She needs a little ice cream after all this. They killed Right Stuff only to kill physical media. True! It's so annoying. In Brazil, the Switch 2 consoles are absurdly expensive, but my sis and I will have to buy it eventually to play Pokemon Winds and Waves, Ocarina of Time Remake, and Kingdom Hearts 4. Yeah, I'm glad I got it when it first came out. I'm glad I did not hesitate to buy that immediately. But I also regretted not getting the Switch 2 immediately, so I knew better. For me, at least. I knew I was like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not going to play all these Switch games. This is the reason Criterion Collection, Shout, Factory, G-Kids, and Discotheque are based when it comes to physical. They've been such saviors. I've bought so much stuff. Like, I think I have now DVDs or Blu-rays, I believe, for Full Moon and for Princess Tutu. Princess Tutu, I think, was a good get. Some Precure seasons were broadcast in Disney. I did see that, which was pretty cool. I hope Precure is doing well enough on Disney. It's true, I literally put on all of it just to be like, hey, I'm letting you know that you should put more of this on here. Would you rather fly with Curie Claire's butterfly wings or dance with Arcana Shadow's white lace? Fly, baby! I want to fly! If I could ever have a superpower, it's fly. I have a 4K player at home. Oh, got the good stuff. Maybe Disney is the right company to market Precure for the Western market, because Disney is the best when it comes to selling girly media. And they've been a little bit more, in recent years, open to doing anime. Because I think for the longest time, Disney saw anime as competition and wouldn't do anything anime related. And so I think they're finally realizing that they could, you know, maybe be allies with anime rather than enemies. Who knew? Who knew that we could work with people instead of against them all the time? Because Disney used to be very bad about fighting competitors and cannibalizing and suing. If anybody knows the good old-fashioned Wings Club versus Witch catastrophe. I don't know what I'm doing with this hair. It's not gonna match at all. I'm basically reshaping it every time. But I think it's kind of got a curve. I don't know what this hair is doing. I should probably just keep it short. Because I think it's bopping. I think it's bebopping. Who knows? Oh, da-da-da-da. My dad took cooking school and taught me how to cook. Oh, that's so fun. I would give the chance of good English dubs on new seasons of Cures, not call them Glitter Force as possible. Yeah, I think just trying to stay a little bit loyal would be better in the long run. But I think the big problem with getting Precure on Disney is getting Disney to believe in Precure. I think that's why they're doing things like having the already made dub. So they're just like, Disney, take this. And Disney doesn't have to really put a lot of money other than just like hosting it on the website. It costs them like nothing compared to how much like of a risk it is for Toei. But hopefully, you know, amicable relationships will blossom and it could mean a better future for us, the audience. But we'll see. I could be doom and glooming, because the problem of working with Disney a little bit closer is that it does lead to, like, Disney censorship, and Disney could be like, we don't like this, that, and the other, and then Toei loses creative control, and Toei does not want to lose creative control, ever. So, I assume that there's probably some back and forth in regards to that. But at least with Futariwa, I don't believe they censored it any more than the original dub was. Like, one Canadian dub. Fun fact, the Futariwa dub is, yeah, it's on Disney Plus and Hulu. Team Flight, Wing, Butterfly, and Claire. Yeah! The whole Wings Club witch thing is so dumb. Maybe Disney should redub Smile and Doki Doki with the proper dub. I'm interested to see what they would do if they did start dubbing the rest of them, if they would remake that, and how they would handle it. Because I don't disagree with, for children's shows, a little bit of the renaming stuff. I know that, like, it would be better just to keep the original names and stuff, but I do think for little kids it's a bit harder to adjust to a lot of the mannerisms when it's a lot at one time. That's why I'm okay with the Futariwa dub, because I feel like it strikes a better balance of being like, it made the names a little bit easier for English-speaking children, but tried to keep a lot of the original content the same. But I definitely think if they ever do, like, Otona dubs and stuff, that should just keep the original names and everything, because it's for adults. We can handle it. We should be able to handle things better than an 8-year-old, you know? Pretty sure that Viz Media would do a great job. Viz Media has been pretty on top of it. But then again, also Toei Animation shoots itself in the foot with some of the Viz dubs, because I am one of those people who does not like the Viz dub for Sailor Moon at all. But I feel like part of the problem is the way that Toei has sat there and been like, we want you to do this and that and the other. But I've had that discussion before. Boop, 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 boop. I remember hearing, according to Toei, Precure is aimed at 3 to 7. Yeah. Yeah. It goes for low. I think it skews up into, like, maybe 13 at the highest. Like, they definitely tried to make it so that it's not unappealing to older ages. So it's not, like, Baby Einstein level TV show. Which I appreciate. It's one of the reasons why I like Precure, and I think Precure's been a long-standing series for me, is it's not too dumbed down. I don't know where I wanted to end that thought, but that's where the thought's ending. Alright, this is coming together. Is it perfect? No, but it's looking a little bit better. There's still... Where are there windows that I need to deal with? I should probably just pick something to work on and then work on that instead of trying to do it all. Windows. I want to close the windows here. Good god, no AI. Oh my god, absolutely no AI. None of that. We don't want none of that. Banana Fish got a proper dub. Was Banana Fish one of the ones that got AI dub? I remember they released some AI dubs and they were atrocious. Where I was like, girl, none of that. None of that. They really be thinking they could just replace voice actors. As if voice actors' lives are, like, not already a hard job. Like, I would never be a voice actor. Do you guys know how hard voice acting actually is? How much skill, how much, like, not destroying your throat goes into that? Being able to read, have good intonation, lip matching. Girl, not me. Not this girl. I have mad respect for voice actors. Kids. Father. Oh my god. Go. Should probably have some of these lines a little bit harder, but... I don't know if it's worth doing all that detailing because it will get lost when they do the edging. When it compresses the edge. No. Have you watched Gameaverse? But sorry. I've watched Gameaverse, but I don't know much of the context. I just have known for years that Ross has been working on an animated series that he wanted to get out for like the past 10 years. So I've known of Gameaverse, but I've never watched one of his streams before. Okay, I have reversed that. There we go. And I'm happy. He worked really hard on that. I know he's been, like, self-doing it for a bajillion years, so I'm glad to see it's doing well. I don't know much about the lore, though. But it's fun to listen to theories aside. But I definitely think once Gameaverse gets fully greenlit and it becomes a regular show, I'm gonna have to dive into it. Otherwise, it's kind of like, the Helliverse stuff, where people know a lot of information about the Helliverse because there's, like, supplementary comics that predated the animation, and people seem to know all that. And then I feel like such a fake fan because I was like, I don't have time to indulge in all the excess materials. There was a little bit of that. I don't know what supplementary material people were looking at, but there's a little bit about that with the Amazing Digital Circus, because people, like, other than the plot being somewhat predictable in some areas, there was people guessing stuff way, way ahead of it. And I was like, man, some people be watching a different show than me. And I don't know where they're getting their information. Boop, 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 boop. I think the only series that's upcoming that's indie that I'm gonna know a lot about is just... gonna know a lot about Dana Terrace's one. But that's because Dana Terrace is one of those people that I follow kind of like a hawk. I'm like, tell me more about your content. Every time you talk, it's a gift to society of knowledge and art. Let's see if my chat will refresh. I'm so mad that my chat died because I have to keep refreshing it every time I want to see more chats. Precure should be rated PG. That makes sense. I actually like the redub of Sailor Moon because, yeah, I like, definitely in terms of the content for the redub, I think they did the things they needed to do and uncensored the stuff there, and it's more accurate. I just do not like some of the vocal performances, and I don't like that they kept the honorifics. I find it very, very clunky, and it just doesn't sound good. I'm like, I'm going back to the Japanese. There is a Nutella dub that is very faithful, but I hate it. The actors sound melodramatic, and they give prepubescent boys super deep voices. My god, I'd have to listen to it. I don't think I've ever really noticed. But besides, also, if I've not said hi to you, Fried Pie, welcome in. I did some fan dubs. Oh, you did. Oh, that's fun. And in Portuguese. Let's go. Multilingual. My theory for next week's episode, Lulu Kure, making amends. I hope so. I think it's going to be a sweet episode by the end of it. Reminds me when I saw a JP YouTube short about the day Toei burned. Hakuto had the birthing scene. Kamen Rider killed a person, and Sentai. Oh my god. I actually was there, but I didn't ever know about the Japanese side until later. I never realized that Japan was so, like, of all the crimes I feel like Hakuto committed, the birth scene at the end was really just not something I was ever bothered by. Like, I didn't even think about being upset about that. And then like people were like, you can't show birth, and I was like, how much censorship have you guys lived under? I'm pretty sure in school we watched The Miracle of Life, which I think was some like little DVD where they showed you like someone's essential like home video of how birth happens, and we watched it in science class. Like, I'm sorry, you got Japan, let's be so for real. You guys are being censored on just watching birth. I'm sorry, how do you think you came into this world, man? Like, being a little whiny about birth, please. That's one of those ones where I'm like, alright, now we're being a little too sensitive about something that literally has to occur for you to enter this world. Please. I do remember the death in Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider, because that was Build, right? Build was an interesting season. Build, I was upset about, but not because they were killing off characters. I was genuinely upset that a character was not, like, was permanently evil. And I was like, I thought this character was like, I was meant to be evil, and I've been a double agent, but I'm actually, like, on your side this whole time because we bonded it like a family. But no, he was just evil the whole time. And I was like, now it just feels weird. Now it feels weird because he's been so loving the whole show. And then had an adopted daughter and everything. It was crazy. Build was a weird season. I remember the last episode of Hug It It was a time. I think 1 to 2 nights ago, I searched a fan-made Twilight Sparkle MLP villain songs and found 2, but oh, it's AI! I comment on it if it's AI, and one of them said, yes, stop, that's terrible. Hopefully YouTube will take it down. Another question I don't remember if I asked, do you have any notable movie theater experience stories? It can be funny. Oh, movie theater ones. I think the only one I can remember off the top of my head was I was in college and they had Akira and we went to go watch it, and the speakers were like, it blew out the speakers, so there was a lot of static. Like, it was so loud that you could just really hear the static and you couldn't hear anything else. And I just remember sitting there being incredibly uncomfortable for the whole movie because I was like, guys, you know, I get that you made a mistake by accidentally having the speakers blast, but do you think like maybe 30 minutes into this movie you guys could have turned those off at some point? Because we are all like, ah, it's too loud! I think I have never recovered from the ear damage I got. But hey, I got to watch Akira in the theater. That's cool, I guess. That's neat. In Brazil, Digimon, Adventure 1 and Dragon Ball Z were not censored, but Digimon in America censored and edited a lot, yeah. I don't remember if there's much to censor in Dragon Ball, but to be fair, I don't or Dragon Ball Z, I don't remember. But I know the OG Dragon Ball, there was plenty to censor. It's weird because, like, Dragon Ball got less crass over time. Because there was some weird stuff they had in the OG Dragon Ball, which is why Dragon Ball Z made it here and we never got to see Baby Goku. We never saw Baby Goku for a reason. But they also had that with Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero. That Season 0 was an interesting one as well, which I watched later in life, and I was like, wait, this show's not just about a children's card game? It's about a guy who's just good at all games? Is that why he was called the King of Games the whole time? And not the king of a children's card game? That always threw me off. Welcome in, Lottie's Galaxy. I'm wrapping up because I do think the people I said that they should be here at 2 are probably going to be like, why are you not letting us in? So I will be wrapping soon, but it's good to see you. Again, I'm trying to say that Luluka could be Cure Arcana again, and she reconciles with Kodea. Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of anime in Brazil, they were obtained directly from Japan instead of the US. A few cases of the anime were obtained from the US with Pokemon. Oh, not the Pokemon dub. We've hunt for Precures Lost Singapore dub. Dude, Singapore dubs are such, like, little treasures. Because they also have a Singapore dub that's starting to turn into lost media for Rainbow Bubble Gem. That's fine, I wanted to say hello. I'm glad to see you. How loud is it that the movie that I could hear at the lobby outside the Dolby Theater Spider-Man is in? From 2 basic oh my god, that's loud. I still need to watch Akira. It's one of the holy grail is the Criterion Collection Laserdisc of Akira. Ooh, that would be a good one. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it here. I guess I'll just like let the GIF go. I still need to clean it up, but this is going to be available on socials soon. I'll put that up. But yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to hang out with me this Sunday. Do I know what day it is? I sure don't. Why can't you stream more often? I'm a busy girl. My problem too is that the best day for me to stream originally was going to be Wednesdays, but then I ended up doing something. I do a class on Wednesdays. I could potentially in the future do Tuesdays. I have to get a schedule beat for everybody because I know I got a lot of people from the EU. And I don't know if, like, people maybe on the Pacific side would prefer me to do later streams. Like, have one that'd be, like, 8 p.m. EST and be, like, what, like, 5 or 6 PST? I don't know my conversions. But yeah, I have to figure out where people are. and figure out what times would be best for them. But I hope you guys have a lovely Sunday, because that's the day it is. It's not Saturday. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. See you guys. Will I see you next week? Next week's not Labor Day yet, is it? I think I should be around next week, and then I'll be off the week after. But until then, bye-bye!